Welcome back to the Wins and Losses podcast with Winkler and Lakapo on this beautiful Thursday evening. We got a little sunshine, the snow is melting,
That's right.
and football is in the air. Well, we've already had football because we've had the MAC Action Tuesdays.
Action. Look at Western Michigan. Shout out to James and Christine Grove. Big Western Michigan Broncos made the trek up to Kalamazoo
Still
on
in
Tuesday
first place. Watch out for those Broncos.
to freeze with their children. I don't know if they were out there swinging their shirts like the rest of them.
They better been.
But,
True fans, that's what they do.
But hey, Western Michigan, don't look now. They're in first place in the MAC, so congrats to Western. We'll see if they can hang on and win the MAC and make a big trip to the Motor City Bowl in Detroit.
Well, this week is a huge week in college football.
Monster.
They just get bigger and bigger.
College and NFL.
Yeah,
NFL.
I think we got a lot of good games. We got Oklahoma, who's number 11, right on the cusp, right on the edge of the playoff. They're not in at the moment. Versus Alabama, who's number 4. They got one of the byes. So if Alabama loses, they probably drop out of that bye spot, and they got the 2 losses. So it gets you close to the elimination. I think if Oklahoma loses, they're out. I think it's pretty hard to be in. I know they're talking about a possible 3-loss team in the SEC, but I just don't. I'm not seeing it right now with the record that we have.
Not right now, but I tell you, when it all is said and done, and call me a Nostradamus, and somebody can see the future, I do believe a 3-loss team is going to get in because I just truly believe the SEC or the Big Ten is going to cannibalize itself here in the next couple weeks, and some 3-loss deserving team should get in or will get in. It's going to cause a big old mess because I'm not a big believer that you can lose a third of all your games.
And it didn't happen last year. Last year was a few 2-loss teams.
Clemson got in, but they won the ACC.
Correct.
But even at that, a 3-loss team does not deserve to get in.
It's going to be tough. We'll see here because I think a lot of it depends on the ACC and what happens for them. If they can, if Miami gets in as a 2-loss team and then Georgia Tech, only gets their second loss in the championship game by beating Georgia, they probably should be in with 2 losses if they beat Georgia.
You would think. It really is all dependent on what's going to happen. We have just some monster matchups coming up here within the next 2-3 weeks.
Then you got Texas. Texas got 2 losses. They're at number 10. They're just on the edge again. Versus Georgia, who's number 5. They're close to that bye, close to having 2 losses as well. So
don't look now. In 2 weeks, they play A&M.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas could easily have 4 losses when it's all said and done.
Yep.
I mean, they're not going
And
to
they
get
could
in
have,
on
let's
4.
say if they have 3 by losing to Georgia and then they beat Texas A&M, they'd have that's a pretty good case for that 1 3-loss team that could get in.
Yes.
So there's a lot of ramifications in that and just in the SEC alone. And let's be real, the committee, it's on ESPN. ESPN is the SEC network. They love the SEC. I mean, they always talk about their depth, but the last 2 years, the Big Ten and other teams have found a way. I mean, Notre Dame beat Georgia last year.
Right.
Ohio State destroyed Texas.
Yeah, it drives me nuts, that SEC bias on ESPN. It's really hard for me because being a Big Ten guy, being a Michigan man, I like to watch those Saturday morning pre-games. And, I really was a huge fan of Game Day. I liked him in Corso. I've been watching it for a long, long time now. Like it with McAfee now. But, they very rarely talk any Big Ten unless it's Ohio State. Yeah. And it drives me nuts because even IU, and I'm not a huge IU guy, but they don't even talk about the number 2 team in the country.
Right.
It's all SEC, all SEC.
So Ohio State or them. They love Ohio State.
And I just don't think it's fair. I mean, you haven't heard a peep about USC still hanging around. You haven't heard a peep about Michigan still hanging around. You haven't heard a peep about Oregon still hanging around. It's all Ohio State or the SEC.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's tough for me. I got to watch Big Noon Kickoff, which, I like. I've been to the show when it's been on location in Ann Arbor. It's a great show, great atmosphere, very fun and exciting. But I love McAfee's kicks. I like McAfee's
just more entertaining a little bit.
Him and Saban and Dez and Herb Street. But, with ESPN being the host, I mean, it's just...
I feel like there's a little conflict of interest there.
I do.
And whether the committee says they're trying not to be, but who's paying who here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the other big game is Notre Dame, number 9 right now, versus Pitt, 22.
That's where game day is going to be. Yeah.
Pitt, if they win out, they're in because they got a heck of a schedule coming up.
They got Notre Dame, Miami, and Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it seems like the committee is loving Notre Dame. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but just another stat. We won't talk about this long. But Notre Dame has 7 wins. 3 have come against the last place teams in the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, They have 2 non-power 5 wins, Boise and them. So it's like, what have you really done? They just keep talking about their losses. So it's kind of frustrating, but it seems like they're in if they win the rest of their games by what the committee is picking. And then Miami's at the 15 and 9. So
they know who brings in the eyeballs. They know who brings in the money.
Yep.
They know Notre Dame does both of those.
Yep.
They also value the eyeball test. Notre Dame, if you watch Notre Dame games, and I've actually watched probably more Notre Dame games this year in 1.5 than I have in the past 10 years. And it's just like they look like a playoff team, but it doesn't matter. If it comes down to them or Miami, you have to value the head-to-head.
There's got to be some head-to-head there.
You have to value.
You can't keep saying, "Well, we lost to these people." No, you got to win a game, right? So
out of their 3,
but I love C.J. Carr. I mean, like you said, I think C.J.
great.
Carr is great.
Yeah.
I wish he was a quarterback at Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's done great with the offense. He's grown a ton from the first game when they played Miami to now. They might be able to beat Miami now. I don't know, but they didn't when they played on the same field this year.
That's what I'd like to see with Bryce. I would like to see some development with Bryce. I've seen a lot of growth in C.J. Carr.
Yeah.
I haven't seen as much in Bryce. His mechanics still has the low arm angle, still has the happy feet back there in the pocket, throwing the fastball to a 2-yard route. It's like just has no touch on his passes. Yeah. It's great that he can throw it 75 yards in the air. That's awesome. But you got to play quarterback and not just thrower, Yep.
And the other one, obviously, Iowa. They pretty much value Iowa, even though they've lost 3 times.
I think they really do love Iowa. I don't know why.
Iowa lost that really close game to Oregon last week, so I don't know if that showed a little bit. USC, they might be able to. Maybe they control their own destiny. I don't know. They got that 2 losses.
USC 100% controls.
If they beat Iowa, they beat Oregon. Yeah, that's big for them. I think that obviously helps Notre Dame too if USC keeps winning. So
USC could, if they pick off Iowa, if they pick off Oregon, and they finish the end of the year 10-2, 9-1 in the Big Ten, they'll have Ohio State and Indiana would play each other in the championship possibly, and USC would be sitting at home. Just waiting for the playoff spot. I think they're sitting in a prime position. They control their destiny. Michigan actually needs USC to lose one of those games because realistically, if they both finish 9,
there could be a fight there. That's not
USC's
good. USC's
got the head-to-head on Michigan. They'll probably play the Big Ten championship. So Michigan needs it, and I do think they're gonna. We'll do the picks here in a minute, but I do think they're gonna get their wish. But USC can definitely controls their own destiny.
Yeah, good for them. And, of course, Michigan Northwestern at Wrigley Field is going to be a cool game.
It's going to be awesome,
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day down there.
60 degrees.
Northwestern, they've been a tough out, I think, for teams. I think Michigan hasn't played great on the road.
Northwestern's physical. They play physical.
They're very physical.
Ball.
Their defense is good. That last week, if Northwestern gets that return touchdown instead of the fumble out of the end zone,
changes the complexion.
That game could be different. Maybe Northwestern escapes with a win. So they're not going to be easy out, especially at Wrigley in a cool environment in Chicago. So let's see how Bryce and the offense can be ready. I feel like our defense even hasn't looked as good. But I think the big reason for that is Michigan is starting 7. They're 7-2, but they're starting 6 freshmen on offense alone, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're the youngest team in the Big Ten, and they're still winning. They have a ton of guys on defense that are playing that are young. So young teams, younger players have more trouble when they're on the road.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I do think youth and inexperience has reared their head. You saw it at Oklahoma. You saw it at USC. Let's just hope it doesn't show its head. Let's hope they played a little more like they did against Nebraska on the road than they did against USC, because you definitely saw a lot of youth by Michigan on the road. All said and done, I do think...
Let's start picking before you say who's going to win that game.
That's exactly
don't get
what
too
I
much.
was going to do.
Let's start with Oklahoma, Alabama.
Okay.
I say we finished with the best team.
Okay.
The Wolverines, our favorite team. It's kind of like a grand finale here.
We'll do that.
So we got Mateer, our main man Mateer versus Smith. No, Simpson.
Ty Simpson. Yep.
Ty Simpson, who's been playing great. He's pretty much, he might be the Heisman candidate of the pick.
For the SEC.
Yeah, for the SEC. So it's down in Bama. What time is that game? Is that a...
I believe it's a 3:30.
No, 3:30
no,
game?
nooner. That's a nooner because
That's
I think Notre Dame is noon and they're the 3:30. Yeah, Oklahoma's 3:30.
I feel like Oklahoma's kind of on the up and up after Mateer was hurt. I think he's getting better. But man, Alabama, they're playing so great. I feel like I know their offense just gets it done. I think I'm going to go with Bama on this one because it's at home.
If you look at who Bama struggles with, they struggle with the mobile quarterback. If you look at the games that they've struggled and the games that they lost against Castellanos and Florida State, they struggled with the mobile quarterback in Pavia with Vanderbilt. Oklahoma's got Mateer. He is a mobile quarterback. He is a good quarterback, one that can also sling the ball too. This could spell trouble for me.
Yeah.
Being at home in T-Town, Tuscaloosa.
That's the thing that makes it tough. But it's a 3:30 game, like you said.
I'm going to go Bama. I'm going to go Bama.
Too?
Alabama.
We got the Texas Longhorns after a huge win the last time they played versus Vanderbilt. I think they were pretty much pretty impressed. I think the big thing was Arch impressed. I think he showed a big improvement versus Georgia at home. I don't think Georgia's lost at home and
they've lost once. They lost this year to
Alabama. It was Alabama.
They broke the
Other than
streak,
that, what are they, 26-1 at home?
Yeah, they've won the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever.
I mean, partially, I would like to pick Texas in a way, but I just don't think this is the game because I don't like that it's at night at Georgia. The night game just doesn't
going to be rocking.
I think that makes it tough. So I'm going to go with the Bulldogs. I think they'll win a close one.
Yeah, Athens will be rocking. Georgia will be hyped. Texas knows their season is pretty well on the line.
It is.
You look at Texas and you talk about what team could make a deep run in the playoff. I believe Texas's playoff starts Saturday. I believe this is their run. I think they go in there and they knock off the Bulldogs at home, pulling off the upset. I think Texas is
the guts to do it.
I think they're going to get hot. I think they're going to roll Arkansas next week. They're going to roll A&M. They're going to win the SEC, and they're going to get in the playoff hot. Look out for the Horns, man. I'm telling you, they're coming. They've been sleeping all year, but now's their time. Texas,
what's the difference? You feeling like Arch is going to get done? Their defense is playing really well.
Texas is coming, and they're healthy. I feel like they've gotten healthy. I know all year they've been banged up. I think they're ready, and they're laying in the weeds, and now they're going to come out and flex. I'm going with the Horns in this one.
Nice. I think sometimes when you got to solve problems throughout the year, it kind of makes your team stronger.
Yeah. No, they've galvanized.
Maybe that's what's going on here for Texas. So we'll see.
Texas.
Yep. Nice pick. All right, we got Notre Dame at Pitt. Big one. This is noon. Big noon is there.
This is game days there.
Game days there, yeah, because McAfee's going to be there back home. Notre Dame at Pitt. I feel like I'm going with Pitt. I just feel something with Pitt on this one. I'm feeling something with
the Panthers.
The Panthers, baby. They just feel like there's going to be some attacking, some Irish, eating Irish up.
You know, I've been going back and forth on this game all week long. I just hear comments made by Pat Narduzzi, Pittsburgh's coach, and how they can lose this game by 100 and they'll still be okay as long as they beat Miami and Georgia Tech and win the ACC. They're going to get in the playoff. I don't feel like you talk to your team that way. What coach goes into the locker room and says it's okay to lose? We just got to win the next two. I don't like that mentality. You know, I
get what he's saying, but you don't say that to your team, right?
I want to pick Pitt. I've seen Notre Dame. I haven't seen a lot of Pitt. I'm going Panthers. I'm going with the upset. I think Pitt's going to do it at home. I think this is their game.
I think the road games are tough.
I think this is the game the Irish get knocked out officially and make it a little easier for the committee. I think Pittsburgh are at home. Yep.
All right. We got Iowa at USC. Iowa coming off the big loss last week. I'm going with the Trojans at home. Because it's at USC.
You going Homer?
Team. I like the home team, so I just feel like Iowa.
Where has USC struggled all year long? They have struggled with that run game. They have struggled with Notre Dame's run game. They struggled with Illinois' run game. They struggled with Michigan's run game. You know, they just happened to win that Michigan game, but the other two, they went down. I look at Iowa, and Iowa's going to make this an ugly Iowa game, 18-21 type game. Iowa showed me something last week against Oregon. They showed some guts. They showed some heart. Will they pack it, though? The thing is will that carry to California? Not sure, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say the Hawkeyes are going to get it done. I think USC is going to either lose to Iowa or Oregon. I think Iowa's the one. So here we go. Iowa with
one.
the upset. I'm going upset on this one, too.
And USC is prone to some turnover every once in a while. So,
Yeah,
and that's
no.
opportunistic for the Iowa
I
Hawkeyes.
think Hawkeyes are playing well.
We got the big game at Wrigley Field. The Wolverines coming off the bye. It's time to get it in action. We are steamrolling here. We got to get to Ohio State. We got to get these next two versus Northwestern and Maryland. I'm going Michigan, but I think it's going to be maybe 2017, 24-17. It's going to be somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's going to be close. This one's going to be tight. I know everybody's saying, oh, Michigan's schedule eases up until they play the Buckeyes or everything's ahead of them. All the pressure's on Michigan. I do think coming off the bye week, getting a little bit healthier helps Michigan. I do think we have the better athletes. We are the better team. I do think Northwestern's playing well. It's going to be interesting to see if we open it up a little bit. I do think we can ground and pound Northwestern, but I'm not sure we want to get in that type of game with them. I do think Northwestern's going to win the game at Wrigley Field. They're just not going to win this game at Wrigley Field. I think they're going to beat Illinois in 2 weeks when they play them there. I'm going Wolverines 28-10.
What's going to be the difference?
Michigan's ground game.
Ground game.
And Bryce Underwood. I think he's coming out.
Yeah.
I think this is the game he's coming out, coming off that bye week. Chip Lindsey would be a fool if he did not implement some more passing in there.
Yeah.
The weather is going to be complimentary. It's always windy at Wrigley, but I think Bryce's arm is strong enough to cut through that wind. I think it's going to be a Bryce and a Jordan Marshall game.
Have you heard any updates on Haynes' injury? I know he's having surgery.
Yeah.
They haven't ruled him out for the year, right?
No, I think they're hoping he can make it back for that Buckeye game. What I saw last week,
tough,
him on that knee scooter, man, I tell you, it doesn't look good. Jordan Marshall's starting and playing this game.
He's playing great.
And
the other guys are going to get in.
He's going to play well. The other guys
just
will
had
get in.
both of them.
I wish we had both of them. It would be nice. I do worry about our linebacking crew. Jimmy Rolder's going to be out this game. Sullivan's going to be So I mean our defense, but next man up for the Wolverines. But we're gonna get it done. Here we go. You know, let's go blue.
Should head down to NFL.
I mean we can skim over. Let's gloss over a couple big
games
college games. We got Clemson at Louisville on a Friday night. Minnesota at Oregon on a Friday night. I think the home team should both.
Can Clemson be a spoiler? I mean, they're hoping. I don't think
could be a
so, but I
spoiler.
think
You
Louisville
never know.
wins.
You got South Carolina rolling into Texas A&M. South Carolina's been a little bit of a disappointment throughout the year. A&M's got a lot on the line to play for. You got Florida at Ole Miss. You got
Florida's got some athletes still.
They're looking to hire Lane. So Lane Kiffin's got a lot of distractions floating around. How big will that play a factor with his team? Will he go in and blow Florida out? Who knows? Utah playing Baylor. That Big 12 is still up for grabs. Utah's still in the mix. You got Virginia at Duke. The ACC is just a mess right now. NC State at Miami, ACC game. These games all factor into
Virginia needs to win.
To the conference
Duke
races.
still can go too, yeah.
You know, so they're all big games, good big games to look out for. We're not going to pick them, but those are ones that definitely you should keep on your radar.
Any coaching carousels you're hearing about that possibly? I heard there's a new name for Penn State. The Giants' old coach.
Dable.
I don't think he will.
I still think Hartline's going to get that job. I think they're going to lure him away from Ohio State and steal our rivals' offensive coordinator.
I feel like there's such big jobs. It's just interesting to see where people are going to go.
Yeah, it's going to be. There's
too many big jobs to be open.
Too many big jobs. If they were smart, they would get a coach at a mid-major at like a MAC school.
I'm surprised Penn State. I'm surprised Franklin hasn't been.
Or even a lower level like Arizona State. Take Kenny Dillingham. You take Kenny Dillingham, and you'll probably get Sam Levitt. His quarterback will follow him there too. So if they were smart, they would hire a head coach that can bring his team. Learn from Cignetti in Indiana. That's what he did. He brought his whole James Madison team over and literally transformed that program.
Yep.
So no word that I've heard of, but that's what I would do.
Yep.
So let's head over to the NFL. We don't want to run too late. There's some monster matchups in the NFL this week. We got the Bears at Vikings, Chargers at Jags, Bucks at Bills, Seahawks at Rams, Chiefs at Broncos,
Big ones, man.
Lions
Big
at
ones.
Eagles. I mean, these are like potential division and Super Bowl matchups.
Yeah.
Cowboys at Raiders on Monday night. I mean, gosh, you talk about just jockeying for playoffs. These games are crucial for the playoffs. So let's get into picking. Let's start off with the Bears at Minnesota. Bears are hot right now. What are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling the Bears on a roll. I'd love to pick the Vikings, but I'm going with Bears.
Yeah, no, I think Bears are hot right now. Bears are rolling in there. There's something that tells me, though, JJ and Minnesota are going to get it done and going to snap the Bears' winning streak, which, being a Bears fan, makes me sad, but they're still
I'd love to see JJ get the win.
They're still having a good year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Vikes. I'm going to go Vikings.
Vikes. All right. A lot of differences today. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, we'll see.
He wants those buffs back, doesn't he?
I do.
Bring it back home. We got Chargers, Jags. Our buddy Harbaugh going down to South Florida. South Florida.
Or
Really,
Florida.
really,
North
it's
Florida.
like what north,
Jacksonville,
east
Southern
Florida. Chargers. I got Chargers in this one.
Yeah, I like Justin Herbert. I think they showed me a
Even
lot
with all
on
those injuries,
Monday
but that was a
night.
big one.
Yeah, I
Monday
think L.A. Chargers. They're just a good ball club. They're rolling. They got the best head coach of all times, Jim Harbaugh. Can't go wrong with that.
What time's that game? Because I know it's west to east coast. That's a big travel. It's a
Yeah,
1
I
o'clock
think
game,
it's
so it's going to be
1
like a
o'clock. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock
LA
for them.
game,
Could that
but,
play different?
Jacksonville needs this game. It wouldn't
Yeah.
shock me if Trevor Lawrence came out to play and got it. But
They lost that game last week. They really need this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go L.A. I'm gonna go L.A. on this one.
Baker.
Touchdown maker. Let's see what he's
Versus
got.
Josh Allen with the Bills. The Bills looked horrible last week versus the
He
Dolphins.
got last year's MVP and against possibly this year's
The Bucks
MVP.
lost. They're both coming off a loss.
Yeah.
They probably both need to want to win here to keep up in their divisions. Man, I'm gonna go Baker touchdown maker.
You were going to steal my upset. I like that too. I like Tampa Bay. I think Tampa is a good team. Buffalo is a potential Super Bowl team out of the AFC. They just haven't been playing well.
Very
How did
inconsistent.
How did they lose to Miami last week? I don't understand that. I just don't. I think Baker goes in there. I think Tampa goes in and steals one. I think
Sometimes
Tampa
with conference opponents, I remember sometimes Tom Brady and those crew would lose down in Miami too, and it was like, how are you guys losing to them? But yes, I feel like that's happening. We got the Seahawks and the Rams. That is a showdown.
That is.
Two possible the best teams in the NFC or NFL completely.
I don't know about the two best. We got
You
the
just
two best
never know.
matching up on Sunday night, I think. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
possibly.
These are two of the best.
But it could be an
ones.
argument, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
people are arguing that they could be. I like Matt Stafford and the Rams and that defense coming after Sam Donald down there. I got the Rams.
You like LA. I like
LA.
LA too, but I tell you, I'm going Sam Darnold. I think Mike McDonald has them Seahawks flying high. I'm going Seahawks.
All right.
Hawks are going to get them.
This is Chiefs Broncos. This means more for the Chiefs than it does the Broncos. The Chiefs have already lost one. I mean, they're that last position out. For some reason, they're still the favorites though to win the Super Bowl, betting favorite at least. So which is crazy,
Well, when
right?
you're like two-time champs.
Yeah.
it's
So you're
tough.
like right there on the edge. I mean, obviously you're still early, and obviously players don't start today, but if they were, they wouldn't be in it. I got to go with the Chiefs. I think they're going to beat the Broncos. Shocker. I mean, I know. I think the Broncos have kind of been skirting with danger all year, the last couple games, where they barely are getting over the hump to win.
Well,
I
I'll
think
shock
they're
you,
winning.
and I'll go with the Broncos. No
Some
shocker,
shocker picks
no
there.
shocker.
Very
Denver,
shocker.
come on, Big D, get it done, man. Knock the Chiefs out in that mile-high
Get
air.
'em out.
Travis Kelce can't breathe up there.
They won't be able to breathe. It'll be oxygen the whole game. And then we got our Lions versus the Eagles.
Ooh, Sunday nighter. These are the two NFC favorites, in
Yes.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd tell you, this is going to be a great game. Great game. You got Jared Goff flying into Philly on a
Lions, baby.
Sunday night.
They're
It
bringing
doesn't
it.
matter.
Sunday
Lions.
night football.
Lions play well when they're on Sunday or Monday night. They're going to get it done. They're going to go into Philly and knock out the champs.
Too many weapons on offense,
Hey,
man. We
Amon
got it.
Ra's going to have a big game. And Jameer, I tell you, look out for the Lions. They're going to come on strong. Here we go, Detroit.
Since we are going to do a Tuesday show next
Yep,
week,
yep.
we're going to be doing.
We're going to pick the Monday nighter.
Yep. Joey's got some big Edwardsburg basketball to go to.
That's right. My
Little
son.
MJ.
My
Little
son.
MJ's got a game.
Little
So
Eddie's got to get their act together here.
Yep.
Mikey's been playing well, but
He's been
the,
rocking.
The team has not. So.
hasn't been the best of games. We won't talk about any scores, but we got Cowboys. Joey's Cowboys. Boo. Versus the
Damn.
Raiders. Man, the Raiders are pretty miserable.
They are pretty bad,
I mean,
Gino.
Boy, this is tough, man. I don't know.
You're going to pick them. Go ahead and pick them. Do it.
I can't pick the Cowboys, man. Can I pick them? Man, I don't
Do
know if that's
it.
possible. I guess I'll pick the Cowboys.
All
this
right, Dallas. I'm going Cowboys, too. Cowboys got to get it. This is a big win
time.
for
Go
them.
Raiders.
Get back in the playoff mix.
Make me wrong here.
So go Dallas. Do it for Marshawn Neal.
Yes. And we got to say our Detroit Tiger,
Oh,
Scooble.
Scooble, congrats for
Cy
the Cy
Young
Young.
Award winner.
Yeah, how about that? Back to back. now he's just got to sign. Don't trade Scuba.
Give him some money. Just sign the guy. He is dominant.
Don't
just
trade
sign the
Scoob,
guy.
man. No, I tell
Sign
you,
him.
congrats, Scuba and Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens won it for the Pirates for the NL.
Maybe he should come to Detroit as well.
I think
'cause the Pirates
MVP
are
comes
horrible.
out today. I think
nice.
MVP voting comes out today. So we'll see who gets the MVP.
Pistons are the best team right now, pretty much in the
they
NBA.
beat
almost.
the Bullies last night, man. I watched a little of that game, and they even had their big three out. Cade didn't play.
Really?
Yeah,
They rested him or
Jalen
something?
Duran didn't play. Yeah,
Load management. We could do a whole
Yeah.
episode on that.
Oh my God.
The wimpy generation.
But
Let's
Detroit's
go back
playing
to some
well,
90s
playing
basketball.
well. And hey, if you caught that overtime thriller, Michigan over Wake Forest the other night, they were dominating that game and then kind of got a little complacent. Wake took them to overtime, but the big boys, the good guys, came out in the end. Michigan 2-0. They play TCU on Friday, first road game of the year. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Maize and Blue look like on the road, but they're going to get it done. Dusty May's got them boys looking good. They're going to make a national championship run this year. So
Go Blue.
all right, well, we're going to be back on Tuesday. Going to do Tuesday's show and recap all of the picks.
A lot of good games, man.
This
Don't
week.
get in front of a TV and watch some football.
See who gets the buffs between me and Evan, and then we will talk a little more about the playoffs and the positioning. So until then, we will see you on Tuesday, and we say go
Blue.
Blue.